All right, hello again. I'm going to show one more video with division, but this time I'm going to be showing a problem that might include remainders. So for example, the problem that was presented to me was 5 goes into 604. 5 goes into 604. Well, one thing that we would do is we would do it very similar to ways we've done it before. And I do want to mention here that it is the standard algorithm. I completely agree. And if that is what works for your student, please use the standard algorithm, whatever works best for them. But if they're struggling and you're looking for another way to show them, this is a great example. We want to get rid of another big chunk. So some of our easiest ones we know is times hundreds and times tens. That's some of the most basic multiplication that we've been doing, and that can be some of the most basic multiplication to take away. So for example, we want to get a big old chunk out of here. I'm going to take 500 out of here. I don't want to forget to put my 100 right there. That's pretty important. And then as I subtract, I've got my 104. Now, I've said it before, and this is very important. This is why it's important for students to know their multiples, even kind of crazy ones like 5 times 20. But I know 5 goes into 100. So I might say minus 100. And I know it's 20. And then this is where it gets a little bit tricky. 1 minus, let's see here. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 minus 0. So 4 is what I have left over. Can 5 go into 4? Now this is where a lot of students say yes, yes, yes. No, if you're counting by your 5s, you will not get to 4. Sometimes for the sake of just repetition, I'll have students say, nope, you're going to literally put minus 0, put a 0 here, and then realize here you've got 0, 0, 4. And the reason that sometimes I have students do that is because it helps just the repetition of understanding that you need to, if you have 3 digits, 1, 2, 3, you need to divide 1, 2, 3 times to understand. Now, just like if there was not a remainder, we're going to add these up, and we get 120. But with a remainder, we've got to remember, if this is not 0, it goes in and goes remainder 4. Remainder 4. So, just for the sake of one other option, I'm going to remind you guys, you can go 5 into, and you can do what we call the box method. You can go 5 goes into 600, goes into 0, and goes into 4. Now this is kind of looks weird because you're like, well, 0, but it comes together because it's the same. 5 goes into 600, 100 times. And similar to a previous video, I would take 500 away. I've got this 100 hanging out, but I can't just leave it. I can't just ignore it. It's actually going to come over here. And you're going to turn this into 100. 5 goes into 100, 20 times. Okay. Now, 5 goes into 4, 0 times. But once again, just like on our last problem, and honestly, the box method's not the best for remainders. That can be a little confusing. You add these together. You get your 120. But you can't forget, you haven't done anything with this 4. Remainder 4. I hope that is clear. I know this is confusing, especially for those of us who have not done division like this in the past. But remember, just do your best, try your best, really start with small problems. And once we work up to long division, that's great. Thank you.